Hello everyone and welcome to episode 7 of Truck Tales. Little theme tune there really, which got me thinking the other day actually. I should get a little theme tune for these Truck Tales. Maybe an unsigned artist or someone like that. If you know anyone that does little intro music, themes, etc., let me know. I might put a little Truck Tales intro. Anyway, episode 7. For Truck Tales, I'm Ahmet. I'm in my truck, where I say tales about what's on my mind, what's going on, and just some general talkative points, really. Episode 7, I want to talk to you about exposure, okay? I'm not talking about the kind of radiation exposure or the kind of exposure you might think, oh, he's going to expose himself to me. No, I'm not talking about that sort of exposure. I'm talking about media exposure. Okay, in particular, social media, printed media, TV media, that kind of media. Okay, how can it be beneficial, in particular, for your business or your brand? Okay, so look, if you've not got a business or a brand, this episode may not really be that relevant to you. Some parts of it might be, in particular the social media elements, but more pertinent for those with businesses really and a brand. So exposure across platforms online, digital media, your website, your social media in particular, can be very, very, very beneficial for your business and your brand. Equally, it can also be quite detrimental, okay, especially if you are sharing either the wrong things or somebody else uses that platform to share bad things about your business or your brand. So yesterday you may have seen on the news, if you watch the news, that is, the ITV news, I was on the news for an article that I did in relation to video doorbells. I'll put the description in the link so you can have a quick look at that and tell me what you think. But I was on the news last night, ITV, and that was aired across Anglian News, Central, London, Tees, and a couple of others, pretty much the entire southeast. Now, how did that come about? Okay, so about 18 months ago, I did a telephone interview with another company in relation to where I see security going in the future. That article was published online. Subsequently, this news reporter from ITV found that article online, got in contact with me and wanted to do the interview that you see in that link. That was on ITV. I mean, it's only like 30 seconds worth maybe, but look, that exposure can't be underestimated. Okay, that was seen by thousands, if not millions, of people across the southeast. I started getting text messages, saying, "Oh, just see you on the TV," or "The neighbour just saw you on the TV" and stuff. So look, that's great. People obviously can see you and whatnot, but also in that video, there's exposure about my business. Okay, it's about my CCTV business. So the point I'm trying to make, or one of the points I'm trying to make, is if you are not pushing content out on media platforms, okay, you will not be getting that exposure. Often or not, I know people struggle with this, with content, but you need to get yourself out there if you want to be seen, right? So I'm not saying everyone's got to get themselves out there, you've got to do it. No, you've got to put yourself out there if you want to be seen. If that is your strategy, you want people to find you online, you want people to see you, then you've got to be pushing content out. No content, no exposure, as far as I'm concerned. Post out on the socials, post blog articles, make comments and stuff, engage with people and try and provide them with some kind of value about your business, your brand, and in particular, your professional expertise. Okay, if you're an expert in a particular area, write about it, share that information. Often or not, you may think that the information you share is actually not going anywhere. Oh, no one's looking at this, or I've had no comments, I've had no likes. Don't count the likes. Don't count that stuff, Just keep pushing the content. Focus on pushing engaging, valuable content out. to give you the exposure, and it will happen. I've had it several times now, where I've pushed content out, with no ulterior motive at all, just literally pushing the content out because I found it would be valuable for others to learn and to educate. But subsequently, that's given me as a person exposure, okay, but it's also given my brand and my company exposure, which of course in the long run, and in the short term, but in the long run gives you more brand presence, gives you that credibility, but that then ultimately generates sales, okay, which is a whole new topic that we'll talk about in another episode. But for now, certainly in terms of exposure, get yourself out there, create content, put it out there, because exposure is just so underrated, that once you realise and you think, actually, that content that I pushed out has given me a lot of exposure, it will give you that that push, if you like, to create more. So anyway, that's enough for exposure. Get content out there. If ever you get stuck with, I'm not sure what to write or what to post, drop me a message. I'll try and help you where I can, give you some little pointers and some little tips. Apart from that, until the next one, hopefully the next one will be about the truck. I have just had it cleaned in an automated car wash, which is quite bizarre during lockdown, but anyway. Hopefully the next one will be about the truck. Again, if you know anyone that does intros, music, theme tones, etc., let me know. I'm keen to have one for this Truck Tales episode. But anyway, until the next one, stay safe and take care, everyone.